Hello, fifth graders. Welcome back. I don't know why I look over there, because there's nothing over there. But we are here to talk about today comparing and ordering decimals. This should be an easy topic for you to understand because you have seen this before. So anyway, so comparing and ordering decimals. So hey, remember when we take decimals, what do? You get your pencil out or your pen. You record this in your composition book. I really don't care if you record it with a pen or pencil, but whenever you do your homework, it should always be done in a pencil. Got it. All right, so look, here's the topic. Write this topic down. So we're going to talk about comparing decimals. If I ask this question, which is larger, 7 out of 10 or 25 out of 100, some students would think maybe this one. And remember, the alligator always eats the bigger number. Alligator eats the bigger number, right? So some students would say 7/10 is larger because the alligator, they think 7/10 is larger because they see 7 out of 10. Some students would think, well, where did I just go? Back it up. Hello. Some students would say, no, 25 is bigger than 7, so 25 is the bigger one, okay? So the question is, which is bigger? Well, think of parts of a whole. If you've got 25 out of 100, is that more than half or is that less than half? And if you have 7 out of 10, is that more than half or is that less than half? Yeah, 7 out of 10 is more than half. 25 out of 100, less than half. So which is larger, 7 out of 10 or 25 out of 100? And the answer is 7 out of 10. And remember, alligator eats the bigger number. So you can look at it visually. We shade in. There's 7 out of 10. If I shade in 25 out of 100, it would look like this. That would be 25 out of 100. More than a half, less than a half. All right. So, which is greater here? 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100? Shout it out. Yeah, they equal. 3 out of 10 is the same part of a whole as 30 out of 100. Here's 3 out of 10 shaded in a whole box that's divided into 10 parts, and here's 30 out of 100 shaded in a whole box divided into 100. They're the same parts of a whole, okay? So how do you compare decimals? Some students compare decimals by just by adding zeros. For example, if I was comparing this with some students, they just like to add zeros until they both go out to the same place. Here's what I mean by that. Some students will like to say, well, I have 0.9, but I can add a 0, because this is 9 out of 10. This is 232 out of 1,000. So they're going to add 2 more zeros because 900 out of 1,000 is the same part of a whole as 9 out of 10. So they're adding those 2 zeros. Now they can compare that 900 out of 1,000 is greater than 232 out of 1,000. So they would say this. So some students like to just add zeros. Other students just go by place. They just go by place. And they just say, hey, look, if you go by place, you're just going, hey, I've got 9 out of 10. That's larger than 2 tenths. 9 tenths is larger than 2 tenths. It's the same when you compare whole numbers, but going by place. So if I had this number, 789, and you're comparing it to 793, you guys already know that 793 is larger. This is larger. What you really don't remember is that you're going 700s, 700s, 8 tens, 9 tens, bigger. You're going by place, okay? So you can compare decimals a couple different ways, by adding zeros or place. So here's what I want you to do, fifth graders. Write these problems down. Don't just give me the alligator sign. Write these problems down and then tell me which one's larger. Greater than, equal, that kind of stuff. Greater than, less than, or equal to. Okay, go ahead, press pause, write these problems down. All right. Did you do this? It's very important that you do this on your own and then that we go over afterwards, okay? So number 1, hopefully you said this one is larger. 4 out of 10 is bigger than 31 out of 100. One way of knowing is just changing this You can go by place, 4/10 is bigger than 3/10, or you can add that 0. 40 out of 100 is bigger than 31 out of 100. Look at this one. This is a no-brainer. You got 5 and a little more. You got 4 and a little more. This is 5 and part of a whole. This is 4 and part of a whole. Which one's bigger? Yes, this one, 5 and 6/10 is greater than. 5 and 6/10. This one over here, I've got 943 out of 1,000. I've got 8 out of 10. You can add your 2 zeros. Now I can compare out of thousands. I've got 800 out of 1,000 compared to 943 out of 1,000, and this one is larger. Over here, you can go by place. I got 6/10. I got 5/10. This is bigger. Okay? So you can compare decimals by place, by adding zeros. Hey, which one of these would fit? Which one of these would go in between those two numbers? We'll talk about this one tomorrow. This is a Math Wizard, but I bet more. I bet about half or more this time. This is not that difficult of a Math Wizard problem. Okay, not difficult at all. Questions? That's about it. That's the end of the video tutorial today on comparing ordering decimals. Bring your composition book in tomorrow and we'll check it out. Hope you guys really enjoyed today's lesson. See you.